What? You sound fine here.
W2 very weak at 10 after the hour.
W2BTK.
KB3 analogous siblings.
Hey, did we lose N2MIN? I was going to ask him about the Mullet net.
Probably.
The Mullet net. You mean the Tiger King? You mean the Tiger King net?
Well, I guess he's not on anymore. Anyway, maybe he's got a cartoon.
I think I checked into the net last night, and I didn't mean to.
Did you check into the net? Did you get a net number, like, you know, at the when you go up to the meat counter there, you know, you tear off the number and they call you?
No, but I think I made it on the net.
Oh man, so you're an official net check-in now.
I was looking at a web SDR from down there, and well, me and pretty much everyone I was talking to was very, well, they had robust signals down there.
So that one-way propagation, that certain protagonist of that, that's a fake net, by the way, that they're not passing any traffic. It's just a rag-chew group like we are. I really think that's very disingenuous, especially for people who, you know, they feign that that whole deal. They're calling each other brother and all that stuff. I don't know. It makes me feel really bad.
Well, Dave, even if their net is completely useless and kind of stupid, it's their right to have it. And if they would have asked any of us, hey, we're about to have a net, like, you know, would you guys mind if we use the frequency? Like, there's it's clear down at so and so frequency, like, can we swap? We'd really appreciate it. I bet anyone who was on there would have been like, you know what, sure. But they just fire up and start talking and try to drive us off, and well, they're all piss weak and it doesn't work, and it just becomes a mess. And I can prove it with web SDRs from down south and this and that, and I can prove it from recordings where we're on the air well before you know, any of that stuff starts firing up. So it's really funny, and I get a kick out of it, and that's about where it ends. W2BTK on Montana Mountain in New Jersey.
New Jersey has mountains?
I thought I heard Connor in there, so well, Connor, just hang on a second. Take a deep breath there. So you're saying that people are doing stuff that socially inept activity, all they have to do is behave like adult people and say, yeah, we'd like to start up a group here, instead of pretending that there's some kind of feigning importance to this group, which doesn't pass traffic, which is not really a net. It's a group of people. Everything is a net on here. We're all nets. That's network. Doesn't mean anything. We're networking. Your net doesn't have any more weight than our net. Our net doesn't have any more weight than your net. And the band is long. But instead of feigning importance and getting one guy who's got a giant radio station to get on and monologue about the weather or whatever's going on in his neighborhood, you know, so that's going to drive the guys off the air. We're not going to do that. We're going to get on. We're going to say, listen, guys, we're not very smart, and we've decided to have a net on prime time on 3885, which has been used by AMers all over the place for I don't know, 55 years now, but we would like to use it for an hour and then we'll get off. Instead of doing that, yeah, I see what you're saying, Billy. And I think it's got some credence to it, but getting people to listen is very difficult these days. But what the hell do I know? I've only been on here for non-stop for 35 years, so I don't know anything. And listening certainly to phone on amateur radio since like 1970, so I haven't learned anything. I don't know anything about operating or any of that. Connor, how are you? Would you like to say something? This is W2VW here on Beechwood Mountain in New Jersey.
I'm just staying at home. No, I'm just telling you guys about W4IPC. Good to hear you.
Calling the hemorrhoid net. Calling the hemorrhoid
That's
net.
all you got, Connor?
Discuss our hemorrhoids. Each night we meet at this here frequency.
Let me check my frequency.
Frequency just to discuss our hemorrhoids. And
You know, Dave, the other thing that I want to add to that, and I think the reason why you might be confused and think that you don't know how to operate, it's because everything has changed. Now, all the stuff that you know, like how to build a transmitter out of a pile of crap, and how to sound really, really good on AM and have a big signal, and stuff that in general just works really well. All that knowledge is not really like important anymore, because where it's going is, believe it or not, Facebook. So you don't need any radio equipment that works worth a damn, and you don't need to know anything about putting together radio equipment that works worth a damn, because if you got a computer, you're on Facebook, and you are always 50 over into Zuckerberg land, and that is where you're going to propagate your thoughts and all that, not via RF, over the internet, and you're worldwide, and everybody hears you, and you can have your little groups and cliques, and it's great, and you don't need to know anything about radio to do it. So there's that. I think that that's probably what you're struggling with, because that's what people are doing now.
So what you're saying is that Facebook is like a cesspool of problems, and if you really want to do a cross-section of genital herpes, that would be a good place to go.
calling the hemorrhoid net. Calling the hemorrhoid net.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, Facebook, that started out as a great place. I know there were a couple of specialty ham radio interest groups that were using that medium, and it seemed to get corrupted very quickly. It's really sad. You get people who promote this mode, and you get people who I don't know what the hell their problem is, but it's always the same denominator. It's moderators. So I'm sure there are some moderators out there in the World Wide Web that are good people, and they're always doing the best. But then you have people with an agenda, and they've got problems, and somebody kicks sand in their face, or somebody's dog crapped in front of their house, or whatever it was that happened to them, and they're going to get even with the whole entire planet. So now they're moderators.
I think all beefs need to be settled on the air. Get in the bowl.
Hey, but Bob, there's no moderators on the air, so if somebody, says something that makes you look a little bit silly, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes, there are no moderators here, as long as we abide by the rules. And thank you to the Federal Communications Commission for the rules, which we are abiding by here. And I've got 45 seconds left so that I can do that. So I'm going to do this ahead of time, just to tip my hat to you people, and thank you. Since 1934, Federal Communications Commission, they're great people, and they're fine business. W2VW.
Thank God for the FCC. W2BTK.
And then buy for chickens to the hemorrhoid net. This is KB3AL.
Billy, I have a question for the group.
Well, just ask it. You don't have to ask me.
Well, yeah, but if you say something I don't like, where's my button on the radio to silence you? I need a button to silence you. How do I do that?
Damn! You know how much money you could make if you put that in a new rig? I think you got something.
The Silencer 2000. You got a beef with someone on the bull, just hit the silencer.
Yeah, it's a moderator button. Yeah, you can instantly be 6'4".